So right now let's see how we can simplify activity deletion process. In order to delete activity, we're clicking on this delete button, and after doing this, custom event gets fired and sent to the parent component the activities, and from the activities component, we're also sending another event to the root component to notify root component that this activity should be actually deleted. And the root component is going to remove one object from the activities array. So right now we're also going to follow the same approach and use function provide to make delete activity function available to descending components. So this function can be called directly from within ActivityItem component whenever we want to remove a particular activity. So let's take a look at the function definition, delete activity, inside of the app component. And this is the function we're about to call whenever we're gonna click on the delete activity button inside of the ActivityItem component. So in here where we listen to click event, we need to trigger that function, so this activity will be removed. But as we can see, for now we are removing activity differently. Firstly, we're firing custom event to the activities component, where we have a listener to listen for the delete event. And once this event occurs, we're gonna fire another custom event, delete activity, to the parent component. And this is where our delete activity function gets called inside of the app component, and activity gets removed. So instead of firing custom events, we're gonna provide access to delete activity function by using provide function like so. And then we no longer need to listen for some of the events, such as delete activity event on the activities component. So we can open up the activities component and remove define emits macro, since we're no longer going to send delete activity event. And up here, as we can see, we also no longer need isActivityValid function. So let's remove this import. And then down here, when we were firing delete activity event, we no longer need to do so. We're gonna remove this listener as well. Therefore, registration for this event can also be removed inside of ActivityItem component, which is this define emits macro. And finally, we got to the point where we can call our delete activity function directly once user clicks on this delete activity button. So let's specify a reference to the delete activity function in this listener. And then let's scroll up and also remove import of unused function is undefined. And as it's usually done, to get access to delete activity function, we're gonna call function inject and specify proper key delete activity. And this is the key which was previously used to provide this function from root component. And now let's take one more look at delete activity function. As we can see, it receives one parameter which is activity object. So when we call this function, we need to provide this argument. So let's pass activity object in this function in here. And this activity object is available in this component since this is prop. So it gets passed within this component from outside. And now just to make sure that we haven't broken anything, let's go back to the browser and try to remove activities. And as we can see, activities are properly removed without any errors. And now that activity deletion process is simplified, let's continue our development in the next lesson.